Tank and Frank, pull it out.
Main event.
And we're going to start with you, Antt. Go for it. What you
Tank
got?
and Frank, man. Man. You know, Frank, my guy.
I know, I can tell.
Frank, my guy. Patience is key to fighting Tank Davis.
Yeah.
Patience and being able to take a punch and be able to deliver a punch.
Yeah.
You're going to have to keep him off of you. Once he gets comfortable and realize you ain't got nothing, he's coming. But at the same time, I felt like Ryan was performing okay. Rolly was performing okay. They just got impatient, and the inexperience showed in those moments. Hopefully, Derrick James can get my man on pace. I'm going with the Derrick James effect. That will help Frank.
Yeah.
Frank, hopefully you got that ring IQ. You're gonna need everything to beat this guy. It is what it is. You know that. I know that. We know that.
Have you seen that Frank don't got that? You've seen, what I'm saying is you've seen everything that you just mentioned. We've seen Frank have all of that.
Yeah.
We've seen Frank listen to Derrick James. Yeah. We've seen them come to the ring with a game plan.
We've been in the corner.
Yeah.
So
and seen him dig deep against Artem Hardatuni. Some people thought that fight was getting away from him. Yeah. He sweeps the last 3 rounds and drops him in the 12th.
Yeah, 12th. Yep. So wasn't
that weird? Like the dude didn't get it, like got up on 10 or something like that.
Yeah, he took a knee,
waved off.
He didn't get waved off. It was he made it through the round.
Okay. Maybe that's a different fight. I'm thinking of something completely different.
I think ever since Frank, we always knew about the Frank with the buzz, but then he beat my man, the Muhammad Ali haircut guy.
Michelle Rivera. It was supposed to be a 50-50 type fight. He dominated.
That's the one we were at. A beautiful performance.
It was.
And I think he had one law since he's been on that he's been on that.
It was the Hardatunian fight. People didn't love what they saw.
It wasn't a great performance. This fight, Frank, you got to bring everything. You got to bring the power, the patience. Listen to your corner. Derrick James, you're gonna have to outcoach Coach Calvin. It's one
2
of those
good coaches.
Yeah, I was about to say.
If anybody can do it, it's Derrick James.
Yeah.
He's been on the wrong side of a lot of fights, and his last couple fights he's been on the wrong side of. But I think, what's the last performance with Ryan?
It was.
Yeah.
But that one may not hold.
Yeah, it may not hold. But if you get this one, Derrick, it rights all the wrongs. Yeah. But, man, at the end of the day, Tank is Tank. Yeah. Hey, you've been in jail. Don't matter. Tank is Tank. Tank, I tell you guys all the time, I still don't think we've seen the best boxing Tank yet. Yeah. And with his boxing skills and the power, it's something special, man. Yeah. I told somebody I got this ending 8 to 11. They said, it's going 12, Anthony. Yeah. I said, Frank's my guy. I'm pulling Frank. That's gotta be real, man. I gotta be real, man. I got Tank in this one. It breaks my heart. Only person I wouldn't pick against is Shawn and Shay. Man, it breaks my heart to go against my guy.
Go ahead, Zatel. Go ahead,
Zatel. Give him the real, Zatel.
I'm picking Davis as well.
Late. I thought you switched it up.
No, I'm picking Davis late in the fight. He's been under those bright lights a lot, and this is Frank's first time underneath him. Yeah, and here's the thing, though. Martin, he's a live dog because he's a serious fighter. He's a disciplined fighter. He's an in-shape fighter. He's an athletic fighter who isn't just an athlete. He has skills, too, and good pop. And he feels like he did good in the sparring against Tank, so he's not scared of Tank. He's not going to be in awe of him, despite it being his first time under the lights.
Right.
The thing that Tank does risk in this fight, I love this, too, because Shawn put me onto the right verbiage, jazzy. And, when fighters catch their rhythm and they can start pulling and doing all kinds of things, Tank's more that guy than Frank. Frank matches Tank in a lot of areas of speed and athleticism, but Tank is more loose. He started boxing as a little kid. Frank didn't start until he's a teenager, so he's a little looser. When he gets into a rhythm, he can start pulling and doing all kinds of jazzy stuff. And Frank, even though he can match him in a lot of those areas, isn't going to get jazzy like Tank is, right? But if Tank, I agree with Errol Spence when Errol was talking about Tank can't give away early rounds in this fight like he's used to. Not saying he can't and still can't catch him later on. He very well might. Yeah. But it's more risky against Frank Martin because Frank Martin isn't Mario Barrios, Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero. Once you decide to turn it up, he's not just going to stay in front of you if you've given him a rhythm. He can catch a rhythm, and now he's fighting, he's turning you, he's fighting off the back foot, he's setting up counters. It's not just Rolly Barrios and these guys who are in Santa Cruz, and they're in front of you. Now I want to turn it up, and they're in front of me.
That's my thing with this fight. Question for you: does this fight have sentiments of Zab Judah versus Floyd Mayweather at all? Outside of them being an orthodox and a southpaw.
No, I don't think so. I think if we're headed to an upset, and again, I'm picking Davis, there's a little bit of Canelo Bivol going on, where I don't think Tank is coming in quite as overconfident as Canelo did. I mean, Canelo had the aura of invincibility at that time, well deserved. He was running through the sport. But the similarity is, and Frank's not as accomplished as Bivol is at this. But Bivol was a world champion. Frank isn't. But he's a young, undefeated, in his prime, capable guy.
Yeah.
Who believes he can win, and he's switched on. He's got a game plan for this whole thing.
Yeah.
And Tank, like Canelo's, got to be feeling himself.
Yeah.
Got to be feeling like this is just another guy.
Yeah.
Before I get to the big guys that everybody wants. And by the way, on that note, Tank continues to fight good opposition, but if he wants to be the Dum Dada, this has got to be one of the last good oppositions, and he needs to fight a fellow pound-for-pound elite guy to get there. But it's another good win. He beat Cruz. That win's aged great. Beat Ryan. Good win. Beating Santa Cruz. Good win. Pedraza. Barrios. Good win. Santa Cruz a little bit small coming up. Barrios a little weight drained at 140. Better at 47, but good wins. So I think this is going to be another good win against another really good, capable fighter.
Yeah.
So, But
real quick, we as y'all know, we do DraftKings. This is one right here where I love draft. So DraftKings will send me odds so that they can post what I think people should bet on. I will tell people to bet on a 12-round decision.
Okay.
Or bet on a late Tank stoppage.
Speaking of betting, Shawn, me as a businessman, I'm pick Tank. I got 250 on Frank.
I'm not mad at you.
Because the odds is just crazy.
Let me
What
tell
is he
y'all
right
what,
now?
Plus 450.
Let me tell y'all what and I did not do this because I knew it was going here, but Tank is a lot like Daniel Jacobs. Just an athlete, talented, and decided to get into this, and this is what he's doing now. And he has really just formed and became a really good boxer. He seems to have a really good boxing eye. He seems to have some IQ, which I think also has been pushed by Derek James as well. Derek has taught him how to think in the ring, think on his own. Now? Yes. Okay. Think in the ring on his own, be able to see things on his own, and it's not going back to the corner every round. Coach, what did I miss? It's going back to the corner. Hey, Coach, do you see this? Do you see that? Kind of. That's where I think Frank is at now. Frank is I think, probably one of the best athletes that Tank has been, that we'll see Tank in the ring with to this point.
Yep.
Probably the best.
The best opponent. The best opponent.
Just as fast. I'm not
the most
gonna,
proven opponent, but maybe the toughest matchup.
I'm not gonna say he's just as strong and just as powerful, but the kid got pop. I don't give a damn about you shaking your head.
No, he got some pop, but he got that pop.
The kid
that
got
pop
some
is different.
Listen, the Tank got some pop, but let's talk about the other side of that. I always say this. When we talk about power, the two things we need to be talking about is the precision of the punch, which we know Tank got, but also everybody that he's hit has been coming into the punch.
Patience.
Which adds to, when you say he ain't got that pop. Well, that's because people been coming into it, making it. That's a big car crash opposed to somebody driving that way and getting hit.
Santa Cruz.
There's a difference.
Leo Santa Cruz.
Leo was coming back into that punch too. He was coming back into that punch too.
3 right hands in a row and stood right in front of him. That's what I let off with. That's what's dangerous about this fight.
Yeah.
You go down 3 or 4 rounds to Martin. He's not there.
He's not there, and he's good with a counter as well.
I'm about to add another 100.
I'm telling y'all, this is a great fight. I wish fighting was promoted a little bit differently. I wish that there was more towards both fighters instead of one side.
Promoted at all.
Because I think there's so much more you could say about Frank.
No, it's been promoted a little bit.
There's so much more you could say about Frank. And I'm not saying it just because we cool with him. Like, game recognized game. The dude is a legit threat until the fight ends.
So someone got mad at me because I said I'm giving him a 35-40% chance. What? Who is this guy? I said, you don't know boxing.
If I
That's
had to
why
put
you're
a
saying
percent
it.
on it,
I'm giving him
60-40, I'm
giving my
not
man
mad
a
at
shot.
45-55. I'm not
giving
mad
him a
at
shot.
45-55.
And the same thing I told Frank. I said, man, don't worry about what nobody else. It's all
I
a matter.
don't think it's 50-50,
Nah,
but
it ain't 50-50.
it's
Nah.
not 50-50, but it ain't far off.
Yeah.
It ain't far off.
He's like one of y'all. He is a live dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's worth a run for the money
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, he's worth.
Gotta be. I mean, you hit it. You said it all. Gotta be patient. Gotta be thinking. And this is a round by round fight. And that's how Coach Derek coaches. Coach Derek James coaches round by round.
Adjusting.
Yeah, round by round. This is our game plan, and this is what we're gonna do the entirety. We're gonna make certain adjustments and things like that.
So somebody gave me also pushback. They said Derek James a hell of a coach, but his boxers hasn't been able to execute against the elite guys. Is this one of the boxers that can execute against the elite guys?
Listen,
Spence wasn't able to do it. Charlo wasn't able to do
well,
it.
respectfully, Spence also got in the ring with me and executed against me.
I know. But
No, I'm saying, no, I got with all respect. Like,
I got you.
where I knew I was winning that fight, that he still was there the whole way.
Yeah.
A lot like this fight can be the whole way.
Was it masterful execution, or did he just dog it out and pull it out in the end?
Well,
Yeah.
well, against me, you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I think
And if you
I think
had legit pop, Sean, he would beat it.
I think I think the knockdown, and then I think honestly, I gave up the 12th round. And I don't think he necessarily dogged out the 12th round, but I didn't dog it out either. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the separation in that fight for him and I. But
in Terrence, it was a skill level.
yeah,
I'm way more skilled. I'm not gonna
yeah,
dog you out like Shawn Porter.
Yeah.
I'm more skilled than you.
Yeah.
And you about to see this.
Yeah.
And obviously Canelo with Charlo.
great fight. This might I would bet it goes 12 rounds. I'm really. This is gonna be a good fight.
I
It's a
bet
skilled fight.
my money is
the
on
speed and
Yeah.
yeah.
Enjoy it, yo.
My money's on Martin.
Enjoy it. People don't be understanding that fast chest stuff. This gonna be good.
Yeah.
This gonna be good.
I got a major question,
Uh-oh.
and I want. Oh yeah, and before I do it, selfishly, the biggest storyline in this fight was my interview with Frank after they sparred. I was there when they sparred. Interviewed Frank after.
At Shawn Tell
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
YouTube.
No,
Dumbass name of a show.
It was on a good name. It was on Fight Hype, that interview. So yeah, like an actual smart name.
Did you
No.
see they use your video that night?
They did. They used the interview on the gloves off.
Yeah.
They did, yeah. So, but anyway, now I made that stupid selfish point. The major question for this fight, for me, and I'm curious what insight you could give on this, Shawn, is Tank in the middle. Once he gets revved up in the middle portions of the fight, and then it comes in waves. Once that first wave starts in the middle of the fight, usually he'll start to rip accurate, well-placed shots, both hands, speed and power. And once he does that, it's like you would think if you try to just defensively maneuver out of the way of everything, he's too fast, too accurate. You might not. Maybe that'll work. Maybe that will work. Maybe just stay off the back foot, get into prevent defense, clinch him when you need to, and when that wave is done, get back to your work. Is that kind of the answer, or is the answer what Zhang did to Wilder? Right when he thinks that he's having that moment, boom, you counter him with something he doesn't see coming.
What I would do. That's what I think they should do.
What do you think
They
Frank will
should
do
be
that?
ready to take control at the beginning of the fight, knowing that Tank is more than likely going to start at a certain pace. But once he tries to turn it on, a lot like he does with everyone else, they got to be ready to deliver something to basically make him turn it off. The other side of that coin, though, is the fact that when we have seen Tank turn it on, he's turning on against people who cannot move. He's turning on against people who are not fast.
Yeah.
He's turning on
Terrible
against
feet.
people who are not southpaws. He's turning on against guys who ain't as skillful. It's a whole lot on this one.
And Frank is all.
I know people
It
be
was
like
50-50 for you.
I know people be like, wait till Tank turn it on. All right, wait till Tank turn it on, and then we'll see what happens. And I don't think this gonna be the same kind of turn on that we've seen in the past.
What does Tank do if he turns it on and hit him with some shit?
If he turn it on and Frank just keeps sliding,
and still-
it ain't there. And keeps
Yeah,
sliding, it ain't
what-
there.
That's a moment he never.
Well,
been
here's
through.
the thing, though.
I mean, he's probably seen that, but not in no 3-minute, 12-round championship fight, you know?
But what if this isn't the typical Tank because he's not fighting a tall guy? Because when he fought Hector Garcia, you got to see more than just the high guard against a tall guy, getting low, getting underneath him, and then delivering with power. When he's fighting someone who has his own arm length, like Hector, he's able to get jazzier quicker and pull and drop the lead hand.
And this is a southpaw, so now you don't have to worry about, is this jab gonna connect? Is this jab gonna land? All of the angles are there, just a little different. So now he has the ability to actually turn it on a little bit more. But the other side of that we gotta understand is that Tank is naturally a counterpuncher. He's a counterpuncher who can be aggressive and can be big and get on you whenever he wants to. The other side of that is Frank is a counterpuncher by nature, but also will use this to set something up and feint and is more active. And that's what makes this fight so fun.